here's one thing I'll add about this second book, and I'm going to throw one name out there for sure, and I was honored to do it, and Ricky Frazier. So what I did was, Ricky, he's losing his sight. He doesn't see real well. I've known him from my first book, so we kind of have a connection there, you know. And so when I did his, instead of him, there was a questionnaire these players filled out, you know, to help me get their story. And he wasn't able to do that, and so some of the guys I would call and just do it over the phone, and then I would enter it into the system. So I called Ricky. We talked for an hour and 40 minutes. Can you imagine that?
Oh my gosh!
You know? But he enjoyed it.
What stories could he tell?
And he talked a lot about his days at Mizzou, and a lot of the stuff I knew and all that. And so we had a great conversation. So we finally get done, and then. So right there towards the end, I look at my phone. It's like an hour and 41 minutes. And I said, Ricky, I said, we've talked for an hour and 41 minutes. And he said, yeah, I knew we had talked quite a bit. And I said, you know, I wished I would have recorded this. And then Ricky, I'll never forget, he said, oh, I thought you probably were. I said, well, I wished I had now.
Oh,
you know,
my gosh.
just the idea.
Yes.
An hour and 40 minutes talking about Ricky Frazier and his career. We talked a lot about Mizzou. We talked about what happened after his Chicago Bulls situation. He talked about all that. He was open and frank.
Wow.
And he was just, I would have loved to have that recorded, but I didn't.
Yep.
I didn't know I was going to talk to him an hour and 40 minutes.
Well, I think him and Ronnie and Ricky were classmates, I think.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's, I had to add that on this
No,
podcast.
that's great.
I wanted to add at least Ricky Frazier, my experience with him.
That's great.
And it was an honor to me to sit there and talk to a man like that. He's one of the greatest basketball players ever in the state of Missouri, you know, and had a phenomenal college career, you know.
Yes, he did.
You know, my goodness.
He played with Sumvold, Stepanovic,
Sure did.
Norm.
And,
yeah, that was some.
Played against Elijah Wan.
He sure did.
Yep.
Against all
Ewing,
of them.
Patrick Ewing.
Yeah.
And he talked about a little bit of that too, certain stuff in the game.
Wow.
And I thought, man, Ricky, and that's why we talked so long.